Alright, so this is Jared with Carbon Digital, and today we're going to be going over the little white box whenever you share your link on like Facebook. Uh, the idea is that this is where you're going to input an image, actually just like my profile. Actually, you can't see it, so I'm going to go ahead and just share the screen, and I'll walk you through it, guys. Cool. Alright, so here's the question. Right, whenever you share your link on social media, you have your title here, and you have this little white box. All right, so this is actually called meta information. Meta information is part of your website's page that is not visible to the public. It's used for being read by robots and computers and stuff. And in this case, there's a couple of different types of meta, but there's two different levels of meta, right? Well, there's millions of levels, but in this case specifically, there's two different levels. There's the generic meta, and then there's Facebook specific meta. So that Facebook specific stuff is actually called Open Graph. And so you can set up your Open Graph to be distributed across basically all social media, because you can have Twitter and other social accounts can actually pick up that same meta information to use when we publish links on those profiles. But today, for this explicitly, we're not looking at that because that requires some additional information about SEO. What we're looking at now is just this one example. And this guy here, Michael, he also went into his website. So his website here, it's a WordPress website. So he went in here and he set up his featured image. And so that featured image is now being put into that general meta information category. And so what we need to do is we need to set up his site so that it actually pulls in that image. And so here we have the URL. I'm going to copy that. Here is the Facebook crawler. This is a tool. The link, if you're in the tribe, is here. Ian Talbert posted it. This is a tool for letting Facebook know to check and see what Facebook has on your website, and to update Facebook's information for your website. This is exactly the same as Google, but it's Facebook's version. So this sharing debugger right here, it tells you explicitly, see the information that is used when your website content is shared on Facebook, Messenger, and other places. So let's see. We're going to paste in the URL. We're going to hit debug, right? So this is talking about the Facebook app. And we're not going to worry about that because that's the Open Graph era. But right here, February 4th, 3:56 p.m. That was 2 days ago. And this is what's showing. So scrape again. What this means is it's going to go out, it's going to go check all the non-visible code, that meta information, and it's actually going to pull it back. And so now, hit a debug again. Now it's still showing the same thing. All right, that means that there's a problem somewhere else. But this is exactly what you're going to do to figure that out. You're going to scan your site and check it here to see if it's working. Let's see down here, this is the Open Graph information that I talked about before. So really what you're looking at is the image, and you don't have an Open Graph image that is set up. So sometimes it'll actually pull in your featured image, but realistically, this open graph information is what you want the most. So on WordPress, there's a really quick fix for this. So WordPress, there are plugins, which if you're searching inside your website, this is the reason I'm specifically talking about WordPress is because this guy's website's on WordPress, but also for Squarespace, you just log into the site and go to that page and look at the little SEO section. For Shopify, you log into Shopify and you go to that page and you scroll down to the bottom, there's an SEO meta box. For BigCommerce, when you log in, you go to that page and at the bottom there's an actual SEO section on BigCommerce. So look for all of those on those three platforms. But on WordPress, you actually have to get a plugin, which is a small piece of software. All right, so top three plugins. Well, actually, these are the top five or six. Yoast SEO. If you want to learn more about SEO and about what on-page SEO is, on-page optimizations, and how to actually write proper content for your blog, get Yoast. And the reason why is because it's actually going to tell you what the problem is. It's going to give you a link to an article that tells you how to fix your writings, and how it's pretty detailed. But once you learn that information, Yoast is not the best option. Rank Math is really good. It's also free. I've heard some good things about these two, All-in-One and SEO Framework. I've never used them. And then SEO Press. This is the free version. There's also a paid version. I'm using SEO Press, and it's crazy simple. Yoast is the most non-developer friendly. Rank Math is well respected. SEO Press is the new kid on the block, but it's also really awesome. Excuse me. So pick one of those, and once you get that set up, once you get that installed, you're going to look for the actual open graph information. Let's see if they actually show it on these pages. This is Yoast. I'm looking for, okay, so for Yoast, when you're on the actual page, you can see this SEO box, and this is exactly what Google's going to show. We're looking for, there's also another box called social. Here it is. Yeah, you can't see it here. There's a social box. So you can go to that for each page. And you can set that up. You can also set that up for the entire website. This one here is Rank Math. So Rank Math is done differently. It's done on the side here, whereas Yoast and SEO Press are done at the bottom of the page. But nonetheless, looking for the same information. These are all GIFs, so it's hard to see. You can't really see it because they're all, but it's the same concept. Look for the social settings. The plugin settings itself is going to have an open graph section, a social section. Look for that. And then each page is going to have also a social section. So you can set up each page individually. SEO Press, integrations. Yeah. So with SEO Press, this is the box that shows up at the bottom of your page content, and it has this little social box here. You just click on that, and you can throw in your graph meta information. That's going to be the best way to update this you're not on any platform like that, and you're looking at custom built HTML website, just reach out to me. I can show you how to do this with Debug. It's not too bad, but yeah, I really hope everyone gets as much out of that as possible. This sharing debugger tool is really good. At the same time, you got to make sure that your stuff is set up right. So until these things are fixed, it's not going to change. So that's pretty much what I have for right now. So we go check and see if there's any comments real quick. Yes, we do have one. Let's see. Nope, no comments. Cool. Shut this rodeo down. All right, guys. Until next time, take it easy.